What's up, everybody? Social Reefer here, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, I know this is sooner than I normally post my videos. I never do videos this close to each other. But as I mentioned to you guys before, nothing is scripted in my channel. And, whenever I feel something pops into my head to make a video or something I can offer to the hobby or some type of engagement, that's when I record. So, today I was just sitting on the couch. It's July 14th, the day an assassination attempt was, no, it's actually the day after an assassination attempt was made on Donald Trump, which is crazy, but let's stick to reefing. But I was sitting on the couch and I was just thinking about why did I make this YouTube channel? And I was sitting on the couch and it dawned on me like, the reason I made this YouTube channel, not to exclude anybody, but one of the main reasons why I created this YouTube channel was because I wanted to encourage newcomers in the hobby to not be intimidated by all of the information that you need to gather in order to get into this hobby. I watch the videos to this day and I see these amazing videos of reefers that, have some crazy reefs with some amazing equipment. And I say to myself like, wow, seeing something like that is very hard to achieve. As it is, but this hobby, I want to put the message out there to the new reefers that it can be as complicated as you want to make it, or it can be as simple as you want to make it. And I promise you, I'm one of the simple ones because I'm not a tech geek. I'm not crazy about, all of this equipment, and I'm very simplistic. I'm down to the point. I look for what's important and I try to stick to that. So don't let that discourage you, and, once you get past that phase, then is the cost of things. It's a pretty expensive hobby. Now, aside from what you see in my tank right now, I know you see all the corals. We're just talking about strictly equipment to get you up and running. In the beginning, it's probably going to be the most amount of money that you spend to get up and running, because obviously you got to buy everything from scratch. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure a lot of people can relate when I say this, that a lot of us are on a budget. We ain't rich. We don't got it like that. So we need to figure things out. So now you learn the hobby, you want to get into the hobby, but how you gonna get into the hobby? You don't got the pockets for it, right? Like, what you gonna do now? So that's the situation I was in. I was stuck for a minute because I knew what I wanted, and I'm very stubborn. When I want something, I try to figure it out. So, but I don't got it like that. I don't got the money. I don't have $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 to start up a new system, because I didn't want to start small. I wanted to get this reef that you see in front of you right now was my first and only reef that I ever owned. I went straight to this. I actually measured it. It's 4 feet 9 inches. The display on this tank is 92 gallons. Is a Red Sea 450, an old discontinued model. I didn't want to get a 20-gallon cube, especially because the particular fish that I wanted and the fish that motivated me to get into the hobby, you just couldn't keep them in those small tanks. I needed to get something that was big enough where I can have a beautiful tang like this hippo tang right here, or the yellow tang, which is somewhere in here. There he is. Like, those are the type of fish that I like. And yes, if you get them at the right size, you could keep them in those small tanks for a short period of time, but they grow out of them very quick. So my goal when I fell in love with the hobby was to get in to something big and just go from there. So it could be very pricey. It could be very, very pricey depending on what you want. But the same way that I just mentioned that you can make this hobby as complicated as you want or as simple as you want, you can also, to an extent, make this hobby as expensive as you want or as cheap as possible. I don't want to say as cheap as you want, because if I could have made it as cheap as I wanted, I wouldn't spend the money that I'm spending. But you can make it more reasonable. So I just want to let you guys know, as nice as you see this tank, the way it looks now, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, I honestly want to say like 90% or close to 90% of the equipment that I'm running this tank with right here in front of you is all secondhand equipment. Around 90%, maybe less. But for the most part, a lot of it is secondhand equipment. We could start with the lights up here. These 3 lights, and not only are they secondhand, they're super outdated. This is a Gen 1 XR30. You know what we up to now? Gen 6? I don't even know. But this is a Gen 1. Now you see I keep it clean. I do make sure that I keep them clean. This one right here in the middle is a 15. XR15 is a Gen 3. I traded a Coral for this one. And this one right here is a Gen 2. I bought the 2 XR30s, this one and this one, in Facebook Marketplace at a steal. I'm talking about probably 25% of what they were worth at the time, you know. And for this tank, I bought this tank secondhand as well. When I first got into the hobby, I don't know if it was discontinued at that time. I didn't look into it. I believe it wasn't. It was probably still in the market or getting ready to get out of the market. But this tank was worth a few $1,000s. I wasn't paying $1,000 to get into a hobby that I was just learning. You know, that's money that people that have been in the hobby for many years and know what they're doing is spending. I didn't even know if I was in this for the long run at that time. So I got this tank secondhand, also from Facebook Marketplace. This Apex system, I got that from Facebook Marketplace. All of it. If you're comparing prices to what they were at retail, at a complete steal. Now, what did I get that I bought brand new? I bought the Rockwork brand new. This was all dry rock. I'll probably sneak in a little clip of a video when I first set up my tank. The rock was all white when I started. And I got the Wave Makers brand new because at the time I was already getting to the point where I was impatient and I couldn't find something I wanted. So I just bought it brand new. And with my luck, when my patience finally ran out and I spent the money to buy the Wave Makers brand new, literally like a few days later on Facebook Marketplace, I seen a deal that I could have taken advantage of. So, you know, patience is key. Patience is key. But yeah, I got my protein skimmer secondhand as well. Paid less than half of what it's worth at retail. And I say that to just motivate you guys that are coming into the hobby that in order to be successful, you don't have to buy everything new. You could buy secondhand and you can be successful and you can make it work. You just got to do your due diligence, know what the market is, and find yourself some good deals and know what the equipment that you're buying is. You know what it's supposed to have, know what it's supposed to come with, you know. And when you're out there negotiating prices in Facebook Marketplace, just, you know, make it seem like you know what you're buying. and you should be fine. Long story short, I want to give you guys a quick little background story. When I first got into the hobby, it was completely by mistake. I was originally going to get into a dart frog enclosure because I was really big into reptiles, and my wife wasn't having it, and it was COVID. I was home, I needed something to do. So randomly a video of somebody's reef that I can't even remember popped up on my feed, and it was somebody's reef aquarium, and it was so beautiful to me. And I definitely knew I did not want fresh water, but when I saw that video of that guy's reef aquarium, or that lady, I don't know who it was, I just fell in love. And it was something that me and my wife agreed upon that we can do, because she didn't have to deal with insects or none of that, and she hates insects. When you have reptiles, that's part of their diet, unfortunately. So that's how I got into this hobby. And here I am 3 years, or a little over 3 years later. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a great journey. And I'm just here to motivate you guys and to give you guys, you know, details on how I got to this point. I really wanted it, and I did my due diligence, and I started from scratch. I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning. I was just following steps and taking notes. And you do have to want it, that, you know, you do have to want it to an extent in order to be successful in this hobby, because this hobby will only reward you for the work that you put in. This is not a hobby that you could just get into it and everything is just gonna work fine. At least if you're trying to have coral, if you wanna have only fish with rock in your tank, the hobby is much less forgiving. Well, it's much more forgiving, I'm sorry, if you just wanna have fish. But if you want to have coral and you're trying to build a reef, you have to put in some work. Now, for me, I don't even consider it work anymore, because I truly do enjoy it. I love it a lot, and most of all, I just love how the work that I put into it pays back with results. You know, when I see that the coral are doing fine and they're happy and they're growing and they're thriving, it gives me a sense of fulfillment, because I must be doing something right, you know? People could talk all they want. The critics could say, oh, your parameters are this and they're that. My corals aren't saying that. You know, my rock work isn't saying that. You know, it's clean. And, you know, I respect the hobby, and this is a hobby that you can find many different avenues, and there's many different ways for you to be successful. You just have to stick to it. Don't be discouraged. And if there's anything that I can do to help you guys and you're watching this video, hit the comments, and I try to reply to everybody. I try to be as helpful as possible. As I always say, the only reason I make these videos is for the engagement. You know, you guys, you know, I give you what's in my mind, and you guys give me feedback, and we just keep it going. I love it. It's an amazing community to be a part of. And if you guys, you know, if it wasn't for you guys and the engagement, I really wouldn't be making these videos. But I appreciate you guys. Just needed to throw this little bit of information out there, give you guys a little background about me. And I just wanted to motivate a lot of the new reefers coming into the hobby, because I know it ain't easy. So, you know, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'll be making more videos as they come to mind, and I'll try to be more structured in the future, because I'm realizing that this freestyle stuff and doing everything unplanned can only take me so far in terms of conversation wise. I'll still make these type of videos obviously as I go, but I'm gonna start thinking about more ways on how I can make videos to help you guys out directly. This video was strictly for inspirational purposes, for new people coming into the hobby, just to give you ideas on how you can, you know, not have to spend so much because I know a hobby like this could be very intimidating pocket-wise and in many other ways, but particularly money, I think, whether people want to admit it or not, is one of the main factors. So don't let that discourage you. Where there's a will, there's a way. And if there's anything that I can do personally to help you guys out, just hit the comments. Hope you guys have a great day, have a great week. And until next time, see you guys later. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That right there is my Instagram handle, social_reefer. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.